Hey guys, Ryan Steinolfson here, and it's about 2 o'clock on Tuesday. I'm going live on Instagram, X, LinkedIn, etc. Hope you guys are doing well. We do this every week in order to help business owners to understand how to generate more direct, pre-qualified, pre-sold leads for their business. And I've been doing this for about 20 years now. My agency's been around for 20 years. It's called I have a new agency. It's called DIY AI. I will add that URL to the screen there. So that's it, DIYAI.ai. We've got a school community that's free, skool.com/DIYAI. We've got Evan in the back stage here. I'm going to add him in a second. Really glad to have you here. It's really best if you join live, because then I can really help you directly. And we got Sean as well. Awesome. Great to have my buddy Sean here. We've got his website up and running for his global visa business. And you can also call us at 561-861-3238. What I talk about on this workshop is leveraging artificial intelligence primarily to get better conversions for your business. I mean, that's really to answer the phone, to do things like doing intake, to getting things done, actually like sending invoices. We're working with a mole hunter company, a company that does mole extermination, like pest control. And we're having the AI agent take the inbound calls, look at the overhead map of the property, identify the square footage, and then fit that person into a pricing plan based on what the AI identifies in the first part of the conversation. And then it sends out a DocuSign basically for a signature. So it takes probably 2 or 3 different people's jobs right in the beginning. And those people now can do something that's much better and higher use of their time. So this is really what's for me, so encouraging about this time is that we're living in, is that these agents can really help a business take everything to the next level. And, I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and digital marketing in particular. And so, I started off saying we help businesses generate more pre-qualified, pre-sold leads. But we also, with DIY AI, I primarily help businesses to understand how to convert those leads and how to get shit done in their business with those AI agents, like we're doing with Sean. We're getting questions answered from people that have no idea what a golden visa is. And we're having the AI answer those questions 24 hours, 7 days a week when nobody else can. So I'm going to add Sean to the stage, and then also Evan, and then also Evan. Let's see. So how you doing, Evan?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. How did you hear about us?
Well, I've seen your videos on YouTube like over the years. I've run an agency for like a little over 10 years. I've been in the space for like 20 years. So nice. I do, we're doing more LSA ads now. So I've seen your videos on YouTube, and then I just came across your school group on kind of interested in the AI stuff, how you respond to the LSA leads with, the AI messaging.
Dude, really glad to have you here. We can definitely have fun on this I really like to talk to other agency owners that especially agency owners that have been doing what we do for as long as you have, and just get your insight. I mean, because I know what, we kind of live in this bubble, each of us, we live on these islands, so to speak. So what I think is really going to add value, I mean, I'm curious. I really want to get your feedback and see what another colleague would think about the solution that we've built, because it's my little baby. But you know what? Like, my little baby might not be that pretty.
I mean, I'm a big believer in the AI. We haven't used it on LSA messaging, but I've used it in, go high level, like voice AI, and my clients that have tried it out, I have some that are fully signed. They love it. I have a pest control. Their office just gets overwhelmed. The reception, they have 20 trucks. Office gets totally overwhelmed with calls, and they were going to voicemail. And he was like, we would go through 12 voicemails before we find that customer's call from 2 hours ago. And he's like, now the AI answers all their questions, gives them a synopsis of the call, texts them if it's important. It's pretty cool.
Are you doing that through Go High Level right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see if our system could maybe, do, the same and help. And actually,
well, I'm interested in hearing yours because I know for sure, like Go High Level does not connect to LSA, as you know. I know you mentioned that yours does. So like that was, what caught my eye a lot with yours. I thought that was really cool.
So you're saying that you really can't answer the LSA calls with the Go High Level AI?
You can on the calls, like we just put a Go High Level number as the number of the call. But you can't connect to messaging. So if somebody writes a message, I get the messages from my customers a lot of times, and I'll just like respond immediately. It's a lot of manual work, and we're small. There's only 4 of us in the agency, so we're not like huge, but yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just set up an AI agent for the messaging side of things, and you can kind of kick the tires. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so we'll take you out of that. Unless you want to keep doing that. Do you want to keep responding to those messages?
No, I don't like to. I just do it on no matter how many times you tell them. Some of the clients are like, I'll get doing what I can. I'm working up in the trees, or I'm like, it's got to be within a minute,
or bopping moles on the head, or chasing bugs out of beds,
Yeah. I know, like I've seen your other talks about how important it is to, and I know that too, that just how important it is to message back immediately, and I've noticed that when we do respond right away, they are getting more messages. The problem that I notice with messages, I don't know if you notice it, like even when we respond right away, it's just a high percent that they never respond. Like,
they don't respond. I know. And I can help you with that. I can get you 10 to 20% more refunds for that guy. Because we've created a system for actually filling out the surveys for all LSA clients. What do you think about that? Yeah.
No, I think that's good. I know you know way more about LSA. I guess my question is, like, I try to err on rating the calls as good in LSA because I've heard that they'll kind of punish you if you.
Look, we have access to the API. We will literally Google now through the API only will tell you if you're getting close to your threshold for
really?
refund. Yeah. So this all is in our software. So I spent the last 2.5 years developing. Oh my gosh! Like outside of like taking care of all our plants here where we live, and Gabriel's he's a programmer. He'll be able to tell you, how challenging this is. So Gabriel's a good dude, and he understands. He just got in the back stage here as well, but the challenges involved with setting up these type of solutions with AI that will provide us a specific solution specifically for local service ads. And I'll add Sean. There's Sean, and then also Gabriel. Hey, Gabriel.
So your AI automatically rates the calls for.
Yeah. So
that's a huge favor. I do that every Monday. Like. Me and my team, we do it every Monday.
Hey, unless you want to keep doing it, I'm just gonna. I don't. I mean, I can just take you out of the equation. You can just go to the beach.
Yeah, we do. No, that's really cool. I don't know if you remember, I put a question in your group about clients that just don't get leads at all from LSA. Like, how do we get them started if let's say they have 15 reviews? I contractor, 15 5-star reviews, tons of pictures, 24 hours a day, budget is 6,000 a week, 7,000 a week. He doesn't even get. It's not that he's not responding to leads or picking. He gets no leads at all.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Do you do manual bidding in that case, or like?
Yeah, well, so I know that Gabriel's probably got some theories on this as well, because we spent a lot of time in LSA world over the past 9 years since it started. It's unbelievable. It's been almost already 10 years. And so what I wanted to, what I want to share with you is that there are some clients, because we always get the calls, because I've got the YouTube channel, and so I'm the guy that gets all the, oh my gosh, oh shit, the leads just started, they just stopped coming. Can you, can you help us? Our leads have dropped off the cliff. And so I get the emergency situations, and look, 30% of the time, my agency, we just turn them down. Like we can't, like they've already damaged the account so much that it's almost unhelpable. So what I like to say, and most people won't say this, is that, and I'm kind of curious to hear what Gabriel has to say, is that if they're not getting at least 10 leads a month, then they're almost to the point of no return, because at that point we can't prove to Google in that short of amount of time, probably in less than 3 to 6 months at least, which, the clients, they're going to get antsy by, but especially if they're paying you monthly, they're going to be like, hey, what's going on? Evan, what the heck? And so we just don't take them on, because our reputation is too important. We're just like, hey, look, this is the deal. I mean, if you're absolutely promising me that you're willing to wait at least like 4 to 6 months minimum, we might be able to help you. But really, we've got to prove to Google that you're going to correct your wrongs. And the wrongs are they're not answering the phone. And every business owner will deny. They'll say, oh, they're just in denial. I mean, there should be a room. There should be a recovery, room for business owners that because all business owners think that they answer every single phone call and that their intake is infallible. And when I look at the real numbers, it's 30% of calls across the board are being missed, and 20 to 30% of those calls are never called back, ever.
Ever. I believe it. I see that too. I guess I know that these ones that I'm talking about, that's not the case. Like they're fairly new accounts, they're a couple of months old, and they haven't even gotten out of the starting gate to even make those mistakes. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, no matter what we do, it does not move the needle. Like,
yeah. Gabriel, Gabriel and I were talking about this yesterday, because one of the things that we do is in our software is we identify, and Gabriel does a good job of this on autopilot with AI, is identify markets where there's not as much competition. Because in the beginning, what you're probably not doing is you might not be identifying a broad enough area. So with local service ads, it's all about the 3 R's. I said it from the beginning. It's reviews, radius, response rate. And if they're not getting at least a review a week, I would say 2 reviews a week, then they're going to be in major trouble. And then from there, if they don't have a big enough area, and if they're not targeting the areas where there's less competition in the beginning, then they're probably going to get pummeled. Or if they started off on the wrong foot and it's been more than a month and they did get leads in the beginning, they probably didn't answer any of those phone calls, and because Google will give you just enough rope to hang yourself. And so that's basically what they do, is they'll give you just enough runway to go, okay, we see that you're not going to answer the phone, and then they just cut it off, and then that's it. And then they just put you right to the bottom, and then really it's that's why we don't take them on,
Are they detecting voicemails as unanswered calls too? Or
yes, typically they will. And also the other thing that we see a lot of is that a lot of businesses, they go, oh, we got it handled. We're doing intake. We've got a call service. And the call service, 30% of those calls, this is what the call services don't tell you, they go to a music hold, and those music holds are considered missed calls.
Okay.
So,
my name is Gabriel. I run a marketing agency here in Brazil. I'm Brazilian. I've been working with local service for a couple of years now. I was telling Ryan that he was the first channel on the YouTube that I found regarding these local services ads information. So it was very helpful. But in your case,
time, he's the only useful one.
Yeah. Sure. But in your case, I have found many accounts that had the same problem. And whenever I go check them, sometimes it's a configuration problem, or that's that's just the region. Like, let's say roofing in Florida, almost impossible if you have 10, 20 reviews to get some type of leads. But a friend of mine came
our
like,
issue, I think, we're in LA area. Most of my clients are LA, SoCal.
yeah.
So.
But one thing that I found is that some people they do some configurations problems, and there are some things that local services they're not gonna tell you, and it does impact a lot. Like sometimes they're just gonna like send you a policy violation regarding something on your website. I just recommend if you can fix the policy and find what is the problem, fix it. If you can't, just remove the website from there because it's gonna affect your performance. But something that does help, does happen a lot here. I don't know. Am I able to share my screen?
Yeah. And there's a little present button. There should be.
Let me try to share this other screen over here, because a friend of mine came with me last week. He had the same problem. Let me know if you guys have see my screen. He had the same problem. Whenever I go, the first thing, this account is onboarding, just as an example. The first thing that I check on those occasions is the reports page. If you're getting no impressions, let's say your impressions look just like that, there is something wrong with your configuration, because it's impossible for you to have your ad running and get 0 impressions. So there's something wrong that is not making your ad run. The first thing I do is just call the support and ask them, or just email them and ask them to check my account. Say, hey, my ads is they're not running. It must have something wrong. And they're gonna tell you what it is, but sometimes they don't. And sometimes you gotta go to the support and ask for them to activate your ad. Sometimes you're gonna be thinking that you're running your ad, but if it shows like that, your ad will be on once all checks are passed. Your ad is not activated, and there's nothing you can do besides texting or sending an email to the support to ask them to activate your email. The other thing is the hours. This is very tricky because sometimes people, they're going to do their configuration here on the business hours, but they forget this thing on top. So my friend, he had that. He had what? He had custom hours over here, and his ad was running only Monday between 9 and 10 a.m. So he was never going to run. Like he had this configuration over here as custom hours, but right here, he had the business hours configured. So he thought that the business hours were okay, but his ad was only running on this time frame. So he was never going to get leads. So he made those changes, like in the hours. He asked the support to activate his advertisement. And the other thing we got to take into consideration is the advertising verification. They're letting us know more now, but you got to do the advertiser verification. You got to make sure that it's complete, because this is also going to affect your performance. And sometimes maybe on business. Sorry.
Isn't that required to run the ads anyway? The ad verification?
Sometimes they're gonna let you run the ad for like a couple days, and then they're gonna let you know. And the other thing is just making sure everything is okay over here. Sometimes you don't check the business verification, and the insurance was past due, the licenses were not working, something wrong with the background check. But the first thing I go is go to reports, check if there are any impressions, because if there are 0, there is something wrong with that ad. Like it's no way you can get 0 impressions.
Right. We see impressions are just low. It's like a general contractor, LA area, 700 impressions in a month with like 10%. I don't even know if it's 10%.
Yeah.
You know, like 70 impressions at the top in an area of millions of people. And should that, do you ever do manual bidding to kind of kickstart it, or would that even help?
Not really. What I really do is I do a benchmark. like I search the client's I search the client's keywords. Let's say he's running kitchen remodeling, and let's say he's Los Angeles. So I go there, I search just like a normal client would do, kitchen remodeling in Los Angeles, and I'm gonna check if my client is appearing on the search, and if he is appearing with the badge. This is something they're not gonna tell you all the time, but sometimes you're gonna be running the ad but without the badge, and then you gotta go to the support and ask them why I'm not running with a badge. What is wrong with my ad? And sometimes it's just a misconfiguration on their part, and they're gonna escalate this to their team because you're running but without a badge. But if you don't search there, you're never gonna see, and you never get leads.
You want to show me like what's the, so I can show people what's the key? Where would we search to see that?
Let's just get an example with his client. Like I don't know what your client do, Ava.
This is a well, there, you know, I have a few, but like one's a general contractor in Los Angeles.
And by the way, do you have any, Sean? You have any questions about that? I wanted you to be able to see this. Some of my buddies, and I've known Sean for a while. They don't know what I do. So this is hopefully helping them understand a little bit more about. This is primarily what I do. Like my parents, you know, don't even know. They're like, "What the hell? What do you do?" You know. And so this is what I really do is I help businesses to show up in this section here primarily. This is the top of Google. It's called Google Local Service Ads or Google Verified, and it's really where almost like 40% of people will select from this section here, because you've got all the 5 psychological triggers that are engaged in here. You've got social proof, you've got authority, specificity, scarcity. And I know I'm missing one here, but you know, all the boxes are checked, and you know, you've got social proof because the reviews are showing up here. So the reviews are, and I wish you had this in your vertical, Sean, for global mobility, or for global visa, because man, you would, especially with your AI agent, and we can show your agent here in a second, what we built in your website. Because I really think that, you know, this is where things are going. I mean, people want to be able to get answers. Pretty soon, it's just going to be an AI agent. I mean, honestly, the website is going to be, you know, a little bit kind of relegated to the back seat, if you will, because people are just going to want to get answers, and they're going to want to have a little bit of a visual interface, but primarily they're just going to want to get the answers to the questions they have. But so if somebody types in general contractor Los Angeles, one of these 3 businesses is who's going to, you know, get the phone call. And the 3 options here are either call, book, or message. And the business only pays when somebody takes one of those actions. There's no pay per click. That's why businesses really like this, is you only pay per action. And one of the things that we were talking about here is if you go to show more, and this, by the way, this is the map section. This is Google Business Profile. Now, these pages down here are connected to the pages for the businesses up here. And if you're in both sections, then you get a significant ramp up in the number of leads that you get. It's like a magnifying effect. So if I go to show more here to see more businesses, one of the things, I don't know if you see your client or not, Evan, but one of the things that, you know, one of the things that makes you aware that Google actually keeps track of the scorecard when it comes to the response time is, look at this. Typically replies in an hour. Typically replies in 30 minutes. Typically replies in an hour. This is the only guy that replies in a few minutes. And so this is where there's an opportunity in this, especially in this area, to like have message leads turned on. And what Evan, you were saying is that these guys probably maybe don't even have it turned on, or if they do, they're probably like most everybody else that doesn't have an AI agent. If the AI agent responds, they're all going to be in minutes. And here's the other thing, is that that business could be selected outside of all the other ones, because here, well, if I go to that, here we go. Yeah, well, it's not showing here, but a lot of times it'll say message 4 businesses at the same time. And you basically click that button and it'll send a message to 4 businesses. And who do you think Google's going to send those messages to? It's going to send to the ones that actually have the fastest response time, that create the best experience for people that find a business on their platform. And
so did they randomly choose them, or you choose them? As the customer, the customer doesn't choose 4 businesses, so Google chooses the other 3, or is that?
Yeah, I'll show you. So it almost is always showing up for auto repair. Or other verticals, and now there's even an AI agent that makes outbound phone calls that will literally. So now we've got our agent talking to Google's agent. So Google's making an outbound phone call for the person that finds businesses on here in order to identify if those businesses have what they want. So instead of the person making the phone calls, the AI agent from Google does on their behalf. And so now we've got agents talking to agents.
So they're making a call based on the message that the customer put in, or what is that call starting from? Like, is it if the customer calls, that just goes to the business, right? But is it a message and then Google's calling based on that message?
Yeah, so it's an actual it's an auto, it's a voice. It's a Google AI voice agent that calls the business, and it asks basic information that you give it. So you tell it what you want it to look for, and then it goes.
But through a message, right? I guess what triggers that Google AI message?
Oh yeah,
the potential customer.
Yeah, so there's 2 different things we're talking about. One is the text, and then that's a text message that would go to the customer, and then there's a voice, and both of those are just a button that you click that's on the screen. And I'm trying to find one, but of course it doesn't show up every time or when you want it to show up. But eventually, if I switch to another account here, I think I should be able to. Because here's the other thing: in order to get that, you got to be on the Pro plan in order for Google to allow you to use their system. It's kind of like I think you actually pay for it for Google to make those outbound phone calls for you. But let me see. So where did I see it? Oh, plumber. Yeah. We'll definitely see it here. Maybe not. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Get competitive quotes. So here's the message up to 4 plumbers. So this is the 4 plumbers, and then you can select the businesses, but you can deselect the ones that you don't want to select, but it gives you the 4 that it wants you to send them to.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but Sean, do you have any questions? I want to make sure that you get, what questions do you have about, your business really quick?
Oh, I mean, I'm so far behind. I feel like I'm, just getting started, and I'm looking at a much sort of lower volume but higher value leads. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I have some more like technical questions about the site and the agent and things like that. But
this is Sean right here. This is we built this website with AI Studio. And so what's really cool about this is, and this is how it applies to, AI or leveraging artificial intelligence is, we created a way for us to collaborate with Sean. So he has AI Studio on his end. We created the website for him, and then we shared the project with him so that he can just prompt on his side and then share the updates that he has, and then we push those updates that he makes after we actually agreed on what was going to go live. Now Sean can now basically like edit the website on an ongoing basis himself. So it's really cool because it's a more collaborative experience, and I don't think that many people are really talking about this, but it's been a really, I don't know, what's been your experience of that? Because you designed websites before, so it'd be interesting to hear your take on it.
Oh yeah, I've done a few different websites before myself, and it was a long process. The learning curve to be able to find out how to use the prompts efficiently and get what you want took me a little bit, but once you get it, then it's just super quick. You just tell it, make these letters this color, or move this section from the top to the bottom, or you know, make it look prettier, whatever you want it to do, it just does it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool. I mean, so now we're, you know, I also trained Sean on like not only how to edit his website on AI Studio, but also this is our agent. So we've got a floating widget here, and so as far as we know, this is the first agent that's out there for global visas. So people can ask questions on global, you know, like how do I get residency in Costa Rica? And you know, hopefully it responds quickly here. But basically, you know, I mean, this is, you know, Sean did give it a big knowledge base. So it's basically he's uploaded a lot of content that makes it so that the agent so that it does not hallucinate really at all. And it probably also has to do with my internet connection here. But basically, Sean uploaded a lot of websites, and also you also
Articles.
what's that?
Articles.
Yeah. So we've got 3 ways that the agent is trained. One is, wow, it really gave a lot of information there. So so you can see it.
So can I ask you a question? Can I jump in with a question right now? So I just got a text saying that there's somebody on the chat agent.
Yeah.
All right. So how can I go in to the AI agent and I can pop in the chat, right? I could actually pop in and say, hey, Sean's here. I'm live right now. How can I help you?
Yeah. Just go like
how do I do it?
Link, and then and this is one of the features that we have for our agent, by the way, Evan, this is applicable to you, is that, you know, if you use this text agent, which by the way, it's usually much faster than the way it just responded there. The reason why his is a little bit slower is because he's got like reams of data that he's put to give really strict, pretty much strict guardrails on the agent so that it doesn't hallucinate. But what Sean's referring to is that he can actually click a button on his end. He gets a notification immediately, and you can do this, as your clients can do this as well. Because one of the big challenges, as you guys know, with the messages that come from local service ads is that typically these clients do not get a notification. They can't jump in and start, you know, communicating, or they never get notified at all. So this is one of the things that we've solved is that quick notification and the ability for them to take over the conversation if they want to. So they can jump in and take over the conversation.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Because my clients actually prefer that. Really, I like that automated messaging to get the, I just call it warming up the lead. It's like we immediately warm up the lead, let them know that you're going to get in touch with them. But, you know, the questions are so specific and pricing that clients prefer to take it over. So that's really good.
It's not sending, Ryan.
Okay, well, that's a feature that we just added. So definitely ping Alex on that, because that's something that I don't know if you're not doing it in the right. You just got to tap.
Well, I see the send button, but it shows the cursor there, but it's not doing it. It's
okay, I have to see. Well, it's the first time that you're doing it, so I don't know if you missed the clicking of the AI button there too. So
oh, well, yeah, but I could. You want to share? Can I share my screen?
You can. Yep. So anyway, so I do want. So that's how the chat would work. I mean, so you know, this is what I'm having an AI agent for. You know, any business, especially if you're kind of first to the party, you know, can really. So Sean's already created some content around this, which is kind of nice. So he's created content around, you know, the fact that, you know, he's got an AI agent that can answer any questions. So it's like a free lead magnet. So now he's got reference to all those conversations because they automatically populate in the software that we've created. So he can see all those conversations and they're there for his reference. And, you know, the agent is really what it's supposed to do, and it will do eventually, is it'll get the person's name and phone number and email as well. But yeah, any other questions from you, Evan, or about your particular client?
No, I mean, I think what it boils down to for my particular clients kind of sounds like being a roofer in Florida, you know, like a general contractor in LA, right? Where even the ones you pulled up, you know, we're competing against businesses that have hundreds of reviews, and I don't know how you compete against those as a newer business. You know, Yeah, I think maybe LSA is just not a fit for some businesses. You know, like how do they ever how do they ever compete with those guys? You know, like they're not going to get 200 reviews as a general contractor in a year. You know, no matter if everybody reviewed them. You know, it's like they're building custom homes and kitchens and stuff. So
Yeah. One second, really quick. So Sean, just at the bottom there, you see where it says AI response enabled. Turn that off. Just unclick that.
Yeah, I did that. I did that already. Let me do it
I'm
again.
not seeing it. It's still green.
Hold on. Where did it go? Sorry, I didn't.
We're seeing your screen right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I did that too.
Okay.
See, still nothing.
Oh, okay. Then then that definitely needs to. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. So, but if you get rid of that screen there, if you just close that screen. And so here, this is where the conversations all go to. So this is the back end of our software. So you can see if you hover over that and click on it, you can see the whole conversation there. And so this will help you to at least, follow up and communicate with these guys. And I'll ping Alex and see what's going on, because that's a new feature that we just added. So I want to make sure that it's working correctly.
So this is the dashboard for the for the AI agents. Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
And it does the what if the AI agent responds, what if it's local service ads, it'll actually give a rating to the lead. So and that column right there that says Google LSA rating, it'll rate the lead, and that charge status will tell you if it was credited or not. So we can actually get more credits for you guys, which is kind of cool.
Nice. Yeah.
And then you've got the Google LSA. Let's see, if you keep going to the right there, there's also the intake. So if the humans answer, we give the humans a rating. So we identify how good the human actually answered the phone. So once this actually happens, the AI will actually give a paragraph evaluation, and it'll give like a score of 1 to 5, and it's color coded. That's why you've got the legend up there that says very good, good, neutral, bad, and very bad. So, and then if you go all the way to the right, Sean, you'll see it says AI performance. Yeah. So the AI will actually evaluate the AI to identify how good the AI did to actually answer the. So it'll feed that all that feedback goes back to the AI to train it, so it gets better over time.
The AI is going to start a union against the AI bosses.
Right. So definitely, Sean, let Alex know. Do us like a screenshot of that. And then any other questions while you're on your screen there, or no?
I did have a question. You said I could copy and paste the link directly to the chat bot from there?
Yes. Go show your screen again.
Okay. Sorry.
So, and this will be good for you guys to see this part of the platform as well. It's pretty easy. It's pretty intuitive. It's simple. I mean, for the most part, unless it's Sean.
Hey, old dogs, new tricks. Okay.
What do we got?
Seen it?
Sure. No.
No?
Oh yeah. Here. Sorry. That was my fault. Okay. So settings, go to setting. No, sorry. Go to AI agent. Yeah. AI agent. And then if you, right there, you can scroll down. So this is where you prompt. So this is the training of the agent. So you can see where it says prompt. So this is where you give the top level training of the agent, Evan and Gabriel. I don't think I showed you this to you, Gabriel. But if you scroll down, we do have a separate text prompt that we can use as well, which is kind of nice. If you toggle that, then the text prompt would be trained differently than the voice prompt. So you can actually give them different prompts. Okay. And then the knowledge base is the second level of training that the agent gets. And this is like the cliff notes that the agent. Does Go High Level have a knowledge base or no?
To train the agents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you can either upload documents or you can reference these websites. So this is where you can see Sean referenced a lot of websites here. So there's a decent number. So this is why it's a little slower. I mean, literally every single time before the agent communicates, it's got to go and reference every single one of these websites before it does anything. So that's why it's kind of, so in the chat or share embed, there you go. click that and then scroll down. Keep going. Keep going. There it is, shareable link right there. Just copy that. So that's the link that you would send to somebody if you want them right there. Yeah, that's what you would send. So yeah, so that's the software. And there's a settings section that allows you to add users. It's pretty easy to use. It's very, I mean, we integrate with different calendars. You know, we integrate with most every CRM. Okay, so any other questions, Sean?
No, that's good. I'll stop.
Is that good? All right, cool, awesome.
Let's see what that looks like.
What else? Okay, so what other questions do you guys have?
Can it integrate with Go High Level? Is like a lot of my clients use Go High Level as a, you know, their CRM and database. And
Yeah.
can like the messages be pulled into there or new contacts created from that?
Yeah, we have a really good Go High Level guy that can integrate our agent can fully integrate with Go High Level. So it would be used to, you know, do all the responses via text and whatever. And I mean, so any communication that comes through Go High Level via text or whatever, yes, our agent would be able to respond. Yep. What else? What other questions? Because yeah, I mean, we experience that a lot, you know, like Evan, where, you know, some guys they're just not getting any leads, you know, they're not getting any phone calls, and, you know, there's definitely a strategy to, you know, getting that started again. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it takes longer than you think, but, let's see what else. But right now, like, you know, like what we're really enjoying, you know, doing is like building these agents that get work done. Like we're building an agent for this this pest control company. I think I talked about it a little bit, but the mole hunter. And so the inbound call comes in, the agent takes the call. It does basically it qualifies the person, and then it will reference a pricing sheet or a pricing, you know, different pricing levels. And it'll identify the square footage of the property using Google Maps, and then it'll send over a document for them to sign. So it literally will, you know, does the sales process. We call it a sales engineer. Really, it's like a, you know, because it basically will sell the person, and it also puts together the estimate and gets them signed up, and then from there we just assign the actual job to the person that's going to do the job. And then after that, we just get the review. And so basically we just got, you know, the mole guy doing what he does, and everything else, you know, handled by the agents, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Hey guys, I'm going to have to jump. It's late here.
Oh yeah. He's in Portugal.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go visit him in 3 months. So yeah. Have fun. Thanks, Sean, for joining.
No, thanks for having me.
All right.
Boa noite, Gabriel. Bye,
Yeah,
Stephen.
boa noite.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Portuguese is good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Gabriel speaks. Yeah, that's right. He's in Brazil.
Okay, see you guys. Thanks, Ryan. We'll be in
See
touch.
ya.
I have some more questions, but I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see. I think that I've got, you know, I'd come to these, you know, primarily with, you know, like a topic, you know, scheduled, you know, to talk about, but I really enjoy more like the actual like workshop aspect of it, and just identifying like, you know, challenges or issues that can be solved, and getting feedback. Because so, you know, what you initially said, Evan, I think is really, I'd like to go back to that again. Like you had said in the beginning about, you know, your clients and how, you know, I think you were saying like getting the calls answered. So you're using what are you doing to solve that problem? Like getting the calls answered by what are you doing right now for all your clients?
Well, I mean, I talk to most of my clients just regularly. Like I stay on top of them, you know, like, you know, I tell them like, you have to answer these calls, you know, like, I have one, for example, is a tree service. He would get the call from somebody, and they would he would answer the call, but they would say, oh, I want tree service, and he'd go, okay, text me your address. And of course, text messages don't come through the local service ads, which I don't understand why they don't even say that. They don't, I know it, but they don't say that at all.
Oh, by the way, really quick, we to add even a bigger wrinkle to that, Gabriel and I were just talking about this the other day. So if you think it's confusing now, so now they're actually adding extensions to the message leads. So your client will get a message, and then it'll say, call this, like it'll give the phone number, but it won't give the extension. So Google gives or assigns a phone number to that message lead, and it gives the phone number, but it doesn't give the extension that you need to actually use to complete the call. So,
I've seen the messages have a number at the top, and it's like a toll-free number with an extension, which I figured that was some kind of Google deal. My clients have been just messaging where they haven't tried to call it, but yeah, I didn't realize that if you called that number, it would go to the.
It doesn't go anywhere. If you call the number, here's the problem. You can't complete the call without the. It's like having. Without a combination. So
they have to go to the local service ads. I know on the local service ads website it shows it, but they're not. They're out in the field just trying to get this stuff done.
Exactly.
Well, that client, he was losing all his leads because he was telling them and I told him right in the beginning, I told him several times, you cannot get in, but we do pay-per-click. He's really high in organic. So he gets a lot of leads that aren't local services, but we have it flagged. And so I had to create an automation that tells him hey, owner, you just got a call from LSA, reminder, it doesn't get text messages. And then it has a template that he just, from high level, that says hey, text your address to this number. The number you called doesn't take text messages. And so we've kind of worked around it with that, but a lot of, man, I just have to baby step everything. But it's worked out that fine, but they just forget.
I might have a better solution for you, because we can, and we basically, what we do is we just send a text message to the client with all the information in it, like with the extension and the phone number. So it's like, here, just call this number.
Okay. With the extension and the phone number. I guess okay, so they called the number. So I guess what I was talking about was Bob calls my tree service. And they're, hey, I want a tree quote. And my tree service goes, okay, great. Yeah, I'll come out there tomorrow. Text me your address. And then they try to text the number they called from LSA, because Bob doesn't realize they're calling the LSA number, and the LSA customer doesn't realize that doesn't get text messages.
Right.
So that's why I created that automation. But I don't know, do you have something that would get around that, or I don't even know.
Potentially. Yeah. There's a, so what we do is we just send it whenever there's a message lead that comes in, we just text the owner saying, here, this is, you've got a new text. And what the person can do is, they can respond using the API, and it would go what Sean was doing there. He can take the conversation over and then respond through the system.
I think that's really cool. No, for message, I think that's awesome. I was just talking about phone calls. These weren't messages. These were phone leads, okay. But yeah, I'm all on board the AI with messaging, because I think that's huge. That would save us a lot of time, and then also rating the calls. That takes a lot of time. It's weird. I have clients that work really, really well. It gets tons of calls, and in categories that my best one is the dog boarding. They get a ton of calls every week.
Oh my gosh!
And their weekly budgets aren't even that high. They spend $300 a week, and it's it fills it up. Just
oh my god! I would love to run the software on a client like that has high volume, because. So let's plan on meeting, or just at least just testing out. Let's just, if you can, send me the CID. I don't know if you can tell the client that we're going to do this. You can say, this could be an add-on sale for you. Are you listening to all those? You're not doing that for that client, are you? All those calls?
Well, somebody on my team does, but yeah, we do. We just kind of scan through them. I just listen, the first little bit to see if it's a good call, and then I rate the call, you know, just because I've heard that it's really important to rate every call. So that's what we do.
It is. And so,
yeah.
So I want to see, so this is really good feedback. So you've heard that it's good to rate the calls. Have you seen, Evan, that it actually improves the lead quality?
I don't know. We haven't really not rated the calls. You know, we've always done that because I've heard it's important to do. So I just always do it. You know, like I heard your leads will drop off if you don't rate the calls. So that's why we always rated them. So I don't know.
Interesting.
You know,
I love it. I mean, because look, you're in the probably 2 or 3%. I mean, like Gabriel, I can count on like one hand the number of people that I know that actually, like, of all the businesses that I talk to, that actually rate their calls. I mean, it's literally like less than 10.
And like I said, we rate them very favorably in Google's favor, just because I've heard that, you know, like if you start rating everything truthfully, like, oh, that wasn't good, that wasn't good, then they start going like, oh, we're not going to send you as many leads. You know, so most of them are good anyway. They are generally good leads. You know, if they're like off topic, obviously I rate those are crappy, but if they're even interested in their service at all, I just give it a good rating.
Yeah.
Ryan, we spoke about that yesterday because whenever you rate the lead through the API, you get a response that most people don't know. There's this response on the API regarding why you got credited and why you do not get credited for that lead. And sometimes it's going to say that your threshold for refunds at that particular month has reached a threshold, like you've gone over it. And I was telling Ryan that I have the impression I have to get the data and analyze the data for some of my clients who they were getting too much refunds. And what happened was that the lead volume has dropped. So whenever you get too many refunds, I have noticed that the lead volume, they do drop for this account. And I think it's just basically a business rule. If they're not making money with your account, like, why don't even like just send leads to your account? I mean, it's a business. They have to generate revenue, and your account is just not giving them money, so they're going to stop sending you leads. And one day we might learn about that, because there was a recent leak about the Google My Business internal code about how they rate the accounts and the rank, and they found a lot of stuff that was just people would not believe they were being analyzed by that.
Oh, really? That's interesting. That's such a all this ranking stuff is such a black box sometimes. It's like, you know, like I see people that are doing nothing and they're ranked #1 in a competitive category, and
but this is one of the things that we're doing is I'm really spending a lot of time and energy to prove that by rating the leads, that the lead quality does go up. And from what we've seen initially, it looks like on a scale of 1 to 5, because I showed you the rating system there. It's like, you know, 1 to 5, like good, excellent, good, whatever, neutral, better, you know, whatever. So it's 1 to 5. 5 being best, 1 being worst. What we've seen is that on average, for the meta analysis, all the clients that we've got together, we put them all together, and we had a decent number of leads that we analyzed over the past 6 months, and we found that from the time that we started from the time that we started rating the leads, we did see that there was about a 20% increase, almost a 25 to 30% increase in the quality of the leads, it looks like. So that's interesting. And we haven't even put, so all we're doing is rating the leads. We're not even identifying when the call is booked. So the booked aspect of it is like the carrot for Google. So there's the stick, which is, you know, bad leads, but there's also the carrot that you put out in front and say, hey, these leads were booked, do more of those. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that when we start doing the booked feature, which is going to happen in the next week or so, we're going to see, I mean, we're seeing, put it this way, we're seeing an average quality score on a scale of 1 to 5 go from about 2 point, I think I showed you, Gabriel, the other day with Alex, our programmer, go from about a score of 2.83 to 4.25.
So what quality score is this?
So it's a quality score that we came up with. We're having the AI. Remember, I showed you in the software. We're having the AI analyze the calls and assign each lead a quality score. And so we're rating it we're having the AI rate it as neutrally as possible, a quality score, and we're having it analyze that. And the AI has said, yes, there's definitely a correlation with rating leads or surveys, filling out surveys, and an improvement in lead quality. And why wouldn't any business want to get 10 to 20% more money back? And we found, Evan, that because we've got access through the API to the local service ads platform, that when we fill out these surveys, that when we do it quickly, we actually get more surveys refunded, or we get more of the leads refunded. So even if you do it yourself, if you don't do it like expeditiously, like a lot of times we'll miss the opportunity, that window to get that credit. And like Gabriel said, Google will tell you if you're hitting the threshold for a business, and then we'll just kind of stop, But yeah, it's so we're getting into the weeds here, but like this is really, if you're really wanting to manage, I mean, I don't know how much time does the person spend going and rating leads for you?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, of course, I would definitely be up for an automated system for that. We just do it because it's part of our management. It's like, I just feel like it's, that's what they hired us to do, right? So that's just part of our management program. But yeah, that's I mean, I love LSA when it works, and then just the times that it doesn't. I just have a few accounts. I can't even explain it. Like, I just don't understand. Like, do you ever, I mean, how would you compete against the big guys? Does manual bidding ever work? Like, I actually put this whole scenario into Gemini, and that was one of the suggestions. It said, try manual bidding, bid aggressively, so you can get ahead of the guys that are, but I haven't even tried it yet. I just put it in yesterday just to see.
I would say that like max leads is probably just from my experience, is really the best way to go. Max leads, and be realistic in your budget. And there are some little details, like, I mean, not many people talk about this, but this is definitely a strategy that I think you might want to check. Sometimes it just comes down to the payment profile that you have. Do you have a backup credit card on your payment profile?
I mean, they usually don't, but I don't really get any bounce payments, like,
I know, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah. I just, Google wants to know it's going to get paid.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I would try to put look, they'll look at I've even heard of them even looking at your balances, like to see what kind of credit you have on the credit card. You might even explore setting up a direct payment from their actual their bank account, as one of the payments,
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
yeah, interesting.
And I have seen too, and I don't know if you heard the news on those big companies as well, but whenever Facebook, for example, is reaching the closing quarter where they have to show the results to everyone who has stocks in the company, they start letting more ads be run. Let's say if you have an ad that would not run in a certain type of the year, if they're reaching the quarter and they have to show results to their stock owners, they're gonna let more ads go live on their platform. I think Google must have something related to that, because Facebook does it, why not Google? And sometimes it's gonna be, they're gonna have some shadow rules, because they have to generate revenue to their clients, to their stock owners.
Yeah. So really quick. So I've got a hard stop right now, but anyway, guys, it was great having you on.
Okay. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah. So if you can, Evan, hit me up. You've got my phone number there.
Yeah.
You and I have been communicating. Definitely would love to set this up and save you some time. You and your team. I'll save you time, energy, money. You know, for you and your team, and get better results. You know, and
All right.
yeah, we'll
sounds good. I'll reach out to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Perfect.
Thanks, Ryan.
You bet.
Thanks, Gabriel.
Bye.
Talk to you
Later, guys.
Bye.
And if you guys that are on, if you're watching the replay, DIYAI.ai, you can go to our school community at skool.com/DIYAI. He's been in that group for a little while, so he knows it's a good group. 561-861-3238. If you have any questions, put the comments below. We will talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot, Gabriel, for jumping on.
Bye-bye.
Bye.